So when he was arrested in 2019 by ICE, there was an anonymous tip, basically, one of these confidential informants who tagged him as a member of the MS-13. There was never any evidence other than that anonymous tip brought forward against him. And one of the things that we pointed out is that the supposed clique within MS-13 that he's supposedly a member of is actually based out of Long Island, New York, and he's never even been to Long Island. When Kilmar was first arrested by ICE, he had a preliminary hearing. And the immigration judge, due to the anonymous tip, due to the gang allegation, the immigration judge denied his release. Said, we basically more or less said, we don't know what's going on here, so I'm going to deny your release. That was appealed to the Board of Immigration Appeals, which did not set it aside, which affirmed the judge's order. However, Kilmar then went on to have a trial in front of the immigration judge, right? And he won his trial. And the government chose not to appeal. The government basically just let it at that. If you think about the family separation debacle during the first Trump administration, our government spent 6 years traipsing across the mountainside villages of Guatemala looking for these, deported parents who were separated from their kids, right? This is what we do when we make a mistake. And in the family separation case, they found a great number of people. That didn't find all of them, but they found a great number of them, and they brought them back. What's amazing about this case, what's new and so terrifying, is not the fact that a mistake was made and someone was wrongfully deported, but the fact that the government's response to that is, well, too bad for him. We're not going to do anything about it. We have no obligations here. We don't want to. A, we don't want to, and B, you can't make us. He was granted something called withholding of removal. That's a country-specific form of protection. What it means is that the government was prohibited from deporting him to El Salvador. He was given a legal work permit by the Department of Homeland Security and is allowed to work in the United States while he's here, and has been working pursuant to that work permit. So if the government now thinks they don't agree with that state of affairs, there's two things they can do. One, they can go back before the immigration court and seek an order, removing the withholding of removal, right? That's a legal process that they could have gone through. Or if they wanted to deport him to any other country, if they wanted to deport him to Panama, they could have filed charges in immigration court seeking a removal order as to Panama. And then he would have had the opportunity to seek protection if appropriate or not. Those are the two legal processes that they could have done. And what's more, they could have detained him in a detention center while they went through those processes. Again, he would have had the opportunity to seek release on bond. Again, an immigration judge would have had to consider whether or not, he's a danger to the community, he's a flight risk, or is amenable to release on bond. And again, he would have had a trial on the new charges. That's the right way of doing these things. And that's what they completely blew off. It's a terrifying case. I mean, the government makes mistakes, it happens, right? But if the government can make a mistake and as long as they do it quickly enough, you have no recourse whatsoever, that's something that we should all be very scared about.